YouTube is LMERicoTv, man. I'm back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on. Innocence dropped a new video titled Julio Foolio, New Evidence Shows How the Julio 5 may face capital punishment for first-degree murder. So you guys already know what time it is. If you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel but not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. As y'all see, I'm on the grind of 7K. Also, don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos. And with that said, though, man, let me start this screen record. That started, and we're gonna start this video now.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, but I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, I know, just chill. Another Foolio video, I get it, yeah. But we got some major updates, and we pretty much have all of the evidence, and we're gonna break it down bit by bit. August 3rd, 2024, the state attorney's office filed a motion to basically keep Isaiah Chance, aka Gutter Zay, in jail. Reason being, he and 4 others allegedly traveled to Tampa from Jacksonville and killed Foolio. We know the story by now, and if you don't, you can catch up on my other videos. But within the factual basis of this motion, we would get the new major details and the evidence against them that we're about to break down. Zay and Alicia drove to Tampa the day before the murder in a silver Chevy Cruze, while Sean, Rashad, and Davion were inside of a black Chevy Impala. License plate readers would literally be able to track the exact route traveled between the two cities, and a search would be conducted for any vehicles matching the make, model, and year range of the suspected vehicles. Detectives quickly.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's why in some cases we see cars usually used without license plates or are stolen. So with that said, though, man, that should have been one of the things that they really thought about for real, because especially with the new technology that's out there right now, 12 is pretty much finding new ways to track people down without really having to always go to using cell phone towers and pings and stuff like that. But with that said, let's get back to the video.
We found a tag for a black 2008 Chevy LTZ registered to Sean Gayfright's mother. Another tag would be found for a 2018 silver Chevy Cruze registered to a female who shares an address with Rashad Murphy's blood brother, who's currently in prison. Detectives pieced together that they left Jacksonville around the same time Foolio was posting to Instagram about his Airbnb party. Surveillance cameras would show Zay and Alicia tracked Foolio to 2 separate clubs, and at both locations they got out of the vehicle while Zay used Alicia's phone to communicate with Sean. Sean's Chevy Impala could be seen on video arriving at both clubs after Zay's communication. Foolio was driven to the hotel in a 3-car convoy. While at the hotel, Zay and Alicia drove by Foolio's pod car twice. A Tesla camera in Sentry mode would capture both suspect vehicles on camera, as well as the shooters approaching on foot. The first shooter was masked with dark skin, military boots, dark jeans with a rip in the left knee, a black belt, and a black hoodie. He was carrying a Glock in his left hand that had an extended magazine. The second shooter was tall, skinny, wearing a dark blue hoodie and black pants. His light skin complexion could be seen above his mask to the top of his hood and between his gloves and sleeves. He was carrying an AR with a shell catcher. The third shooter was heavier, wearing...
Need prescription eyewear fast? iBuyDirect ships hundreds of frames with 2-day delivery.
And that might explain why this man got caught with the bullet casings and some old bullet casings as well in his car.
An all black with an orange ski mask, and also carrying an AR with a shell catcher. Shooter 1 was the first to fire, and as detectives observed the muzzle flashes along with the impacts on the windshield of Foolio's car, it became obvious the Glock had a switch and was firing automatic. 31 9mm shell casings would be left at the scene, while not one rifle round was found because of the shell catches.
Crazy.
License plate readers would again capture the vehicles after the murder. The Cruze traveled back to Jacksonville while the Impala went east towards Polk County. Both vehicles would be placed into the system as felony wanted vehicles, and 3 days after the murder, sheriffs in Gwinnett County, Georgia would attempt a traffic stop on the Silver Cruise. The driver, a black male, jumped out of the driver's seat running away on foot. He'd be arrested for obstruction and identified as Rashad Murphy. Damage on the side of the vehicle matched the damage that could be seen from surveillance in Tampa, proving this was in fact the same vehicle used in the murder. That same day, the Chevy Impala would also be found. Detectives made contact with a member of Sean's family and obtained a statement. The witness said Sean called him saying he was on his way to visit and arrived the night of the murder. The witness confirmed he was driving the black Impala. The witness also said while Sean was at the house, Sean said he had given a ride to a couple of friends. He'd eat dinner, rest in one of the rooms, then make his way back to Jacksonville. But instead of taking the Impala, he'd drive back in a gold Toyota 4Runner, also registered to his mom. The witness provided consent to review their home camera footage, and Sean could be seen arriving at the house in all black. He could also be seen wiping down the...
This is literally crazy. Everything that some of them did pretty much is all on camera, from the time they was pretty much tracking them from place to place to even going their separate ways. It's just crazy that everything that they did is pretty much on camera. So that's why this stuff didn't really take long for the police to figure out who did what. So that's just crazy for real. Let's get back to the video.
Impala with a rag and transferring bags from the car to the garage, which would then be placed in the Toyota. That same night, Sean would get pulled over in Jacksonville. Sheriff smelled marijuana, searched the Toyota, found a Glock in the center console, one of the bags seen on video containing 223 live bullets and 9 spent casings, along with a 9mm barrel and a Glock firing pin. The barrel, pin, and the Glock didn't match the casings in Foolio's death, but the spent rifle casings came back to 2 shootings. One was a homicide in Jacksonville, and the second shooting was the prior attempt on Foolio's life when he was shot in the foot. This would mean Sean is not only charged with killing Foolio, but was in possession of evidence linking him to a failed attempt at killing Foolio.
So he definitely over with. He pretty much already finna get hit with attempted M and then actually being involved in his murder. So, but that said though, man, it's just crazy how all of this is pretty much stacking against them right now. And some of them are looking pretty much worse than others. So, but that said, this is definitely a crazy case for real. Let's get back to the vid.
The day after Sean was caught, sheriffs executed a search warrant on Sean's house. They'd find a gun safe and multiple rifles, with one having a brass catcher attached. 2 spent 9mm casings were also found inside the safe, matching the casings found at Foolio's crime scene. So not only did Sean keep casings from when he allegedly tried to kill Foolio, Sean kept the casings from when he allegedly did kill Foolio. They just couldn't find the actual gun. Zay's house would get hit by a warrant next, finding a Glock with an extended magazine, a Glock box, and notes in a notebook detailing Glock switches. The Glock wasn't a match to the murder, and a poster would be found in Zay's bedroom dissing Foolio's gang. Now, when Rashad Murphy was arrested in Georgia, he was in possession of an iPhone, and within the iPhone was a photo of Davion Murphy's ID, linking the two together. Another photo was taken by someone looking at the floorboard of a vehicle wearing black military-style boots, the same ones worn by shooter number 1 who fired the switch. Screenshots of an Airbnb confirmation and Rashad's ID was enough to prove he rented an Airbnb 1.3 miles away from where Foolio would be killed. The property was equipped with a Ring camera that showed Alicia entering the day before the murder. The day of, Zay could be seen walking out with a champagne glass, Davion can be seen carrying a bag to the parking lot, and Zay and Sean would pass by multiple times.
So either way, all of this was a fail for them in the end, because everything is pretty much caught on camera, from the cars they use to their outfits, multiple guns being found, shell casings being found, text messages being found, stuff like that. it's just a whole lot against them that they don't have no room to try to do anything to try to lessen the blow of what's to come to them. So with that said, let's get back to the vid.
One who wasn't seen by the Ring camera is Rashad Murphy. The Airbnb would be paid for by a Cash App account named Rich Off War belonging to Zay, so while Rashad booked it, Zay financed it. The Airbnb Ring camera would capture a gray SUV waiting in the background as the defendants left. The SUV would be identified as an Uber, and the driver is witness number 2. He was hired to drive from Tampa to Jacksonville, picked up 3 people, and drove them to Sean's home in Jacksonville. Come to find out, Sean's home has security cameras and detectives would get a warrant for the footage. Video would show Rashad, Zay, and Alicia exiting the Uber, and witness number 2 would identify them as well, placing them all at the Airbnb where they were picked up. In addition, Sean's home surveillance also had video from before the murder, showing Zay and Sean loading bags big enough to fit rifles into the black Chevy before leaving for Tampa. Warrants were obtained for every suspect's phone and found that Rashad traveled to Tampa without one. But his phone also showed he went to Walmart the night before going to Tampa. Surveillance video from Walmart would show he just so happened to be wearing the same exact outfit down to the military boots as shooter number 1 who fired the Glock with the switch. It was also later verified Rashad is left-handed, as the shooter was. Alicia's phone would show she traveled to Tampa, arrived at the B&B, and even went to McDonald's. Surveillance video from McDonald's would show her in the front passenger seat with Davion driving. Post Miranda, she'd tell investigators in an interview that her and Zay were in the back seat and she didn't know who was driving. Her phone would track her back to the Airbnb before leaving for the club. She'd be tracked to the clubs, was communicating with Sean, and was on surveillance video at both places. Her iCloud would show she also shared her location with Sean 3 different times while tracking Foolio. Zay, Sean, and Davion would all be tracked by their cell phone GPSs to every single location. Sean's phone would also reveal he was messaging a female, asking her to contact a male that was with Foolio to get their location. A message found after the murder was committed would state, "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched. Pop a bottle of Don Julio today, Murphy." Alicia provided a post-Miranda statement where she identified herself and all the footage she was seen in, and identified Zay as the one driving while tracking Foolio. She admitted to allowing Zay to use her phone while communicating with Sean, but denied knowledge of the murder, and was caught lying multiple times during the interview. She claimed she was only at the clubs because they were thinking of partying there. She claimed her and Zay walked up to ask how much it was to get into each club, but that was proven false by the surveillance video. She'd even admit to her and Zay being at the scene of the murder.
Did they not think that these places would have surveillance video? And of course, if something happened, the police was gonna be trying to figure out everything with the victim that led up to everything that happened. So it's like, come on now, they was gonna eventually see on camera that y'all came there, y'all probably went in or whatever the case may be, et cetera, and whatever else was caught on camera. So either way, you should have just told the truth from the jump. You either way done. So she pretty much took away her chance to try to lessen anything that happened to her. So she pretty much finna get everything like majority of them. So they pretty much definitely overly done with this situation though, because it's just too much evidence against them. So let's get back to the vid.
Claiming they were just lost and didn't know the victims. Now it's hard to say that these are the alleged
just went to all the places that the victim was at.
When you read 18 pages of that, of how they were able to be tracked from Jacksonville, every GPS location, then they're getting surveillance video from every single place that they were in. Sean's fucked, I'm gonna tell you that right now. This kid's got shell casings from when Foolio got hit in the foot. He's got the casings from the murder. I don't think he's gonna get out of the damn thing. Like, there's nothing for him. I don't know why he's collecting shit like on some Jeffrey Dahmer, whatever. Like, you know how the murder.
That's what I was thinking the whole video. It's like, why is you keeping all this stuff, but you pretty much trying to change up what car you driving, even though that ain't help. But the main things that would implicate you in any of these situations, you would think would be some of the first things to get rid of. There ain't no reason to keep the shell casings from any of those shootings, let alone any of the guns with you. Majority of the time you moving around. Those should have been some of the first things you got rid of or moved around before doing anything else for real. But other than that, let's get back to the vid. So yeah, they overly done.
They keep something from when they do shit. I don't know, but this kid's just fucking taking collectibles, like he's just showing it off at his crib. Oh yeah, that's when we shot at him. This is when we actually did it. Makes zero sense why he would keep all that shit. But they got it. They got everything. They got the outfits. They got the wearing the outfits before that, wearing it after. They know who was who. I don't see how they would beat this aside from a mistake being made by the courts. And the fact that they want to set an example so bad, I don't think that there's any chance that they're getting out of this. What I think will happen is the girl is gonna try to find a way out, or at least to get the least amount of time by cooperating against everyone else. She's already given an interview. She's already admitted the shit that's gonna hurt Zay. Even though she denied the murder, she's like, oh, we were there though, but we didn't know anybody. Like, yeah, that's not gonna help. I think she's gonna fold first. I think someone else will fold second. And I think the shooters won't have an option, because it sounds like they have everything they need to send them to prison for life. The one thing I'm wondering is,
yeah, the shooters.
This is as premeditated as it gets. Premeditated murder in Florida is punishable by death if they decide to seek it. Now they want to execute YNW Melly. They want to send him to death row. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing in this case. And to be honest with you, I feel like the evidence is stronger in this case than it is in Melly's. But we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090.
And that's pretty much the end of the video, man. Don't forget to smash that like button. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said earlier, I'm on the grind at 7K. Hopefully I hit that soon. And also don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos. Now, if we get any more updates to this case, definitely go ahead and react to that for y'all. And y'all be seeing that video whenever it comes. But with that said, though, man, that's the end of the vid. I'm going to catch you guys later on more. So stay tuned. Peace.